Hey, this is Scott Hambrick, scotthambrick.com if you care or whatever. I have a lot of young people in my life that I care about, and a bunch of them that come to me who I really don't know. They come to me through listenership to my various podcasts or whatever, and they email me, and somehow they view me as some uncle or surrogate dad, or I don't know, some resource for advice. And the ones that are around me that I interact with all the time, I'm always telling them they need to get married because they don't seem to have any sense of urgency. I'm going to throw my nephew Jimmy Ray under the bus. Old Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't. Jimmy's 23. He's a fine guy. My nephew, I love him, and he isn't married. And I'm like, Jimmy, when are you going to get married? He's like, oh, I got plenty of time. I want to get married by the time I'm 26. And that's my cue to do the marriage math. I do this all the time with young people that email me, or nephews or nieces or other friends. So here it is. I'm going to do the marriage math, and you can go relate this to one of your loved ones. So poor Jimmy Ray. Here we go. Jimmy Ray's 23. He wants to get married by the time he's 26. So I said, so what if you start dating right now, like in earnest, going on a coffee date for lunch and a dinner date for evening, 5 or 6 days a week, and it might take you 6 months to a year to find a suitable candidate, right? And then you might date that. So now you're 24, almost 25 actually, and maybe you date that person for 6 months because you're in a hurry, and you decide after 6 months, now he's definitely 25, and you say, okay, let's go get married, and you propose, and then you're engaged for 5 more months, 6 more months, 8 more months. You'd be lucky to get married 2 or 3 months before your 26th birthday, Jimmy Ray, under that kind of math. And it's going to take you a year to find one. If you start today, probably. Maybe you're lucky, and there's somebody you got your eye on that you think could work. But otherwise, you're going to have to start today, and it's going to take you a year. And then you're going to date them for 6 months. So now we're at 18 months. Then you're engaged for another 6 months. And that right there is 2 total years between you and marriage. And when you're 23, it seems like 26 is a long way away, but it's not. And I probably should have changed the math there. Jimmy's 23, but he'll be 24 very soon. I should have just rounded it up for the ease of the problem here. But you get the point. Now, what if, what if this young man finds somebody and dates them for 3 or 4 months and finds out that it's not going to work? Then you start over again, right? So your 2-year project could very easily turn into 3 or 4. If you're a young woman and you're like, oh, I want to have kids, and it's going to be fine, and I'm going to get married when I'm 26, I want to have kids by the time I'm 30, well, you get married when you're 26 because you're in a hurry, and you use my math that we've already laid out here. Heck, you don't want to get married, pregnant the day you get married. You want to be young married people and have fun, and not that having kids isn't fun, but you want to have that kind of fun, right? So you want to do that for a year, and then you're going to get off your birth control, and that's going to take you a little while to clear that all out, and then maybe it takes you another year to get, pregnant. Of course, it doesn't take that long when I'm involved, but and then 40 more weeks to gestate. You're talking about probably having a kid when you're 29. That's if you're 23 today and are somewhat in a hurry and very purposeful about, finding that mate and having that kid. So if you know somebody who's 23 and acts like the tomorrow will never come, maybe lay this math on them. Send this show to them if you want. I don't care. Probably be better if you did the math with them. A lot of good people out there kicking the can down the road, and pair bonding with the wrong people, breaking up, pair bonding with the wrong people, breaking up, settling when they're 32, 33, 34, trying to have that kid, and then having troubles with the kids because the health isn't optimal. And frankly, you end up caring for children into your 50s, and maybe we're supposed to care for children when we're in our 50s, but it's supposed to be our grandchildren